You know what? If I haven't said it before, and I believe I have said it numerous times, fuck Draymond Green. Fuck Draymond Green. Fuck Draymond Green. You know, this guy was so unheralded that I didn't realize for like a year when I was making videos, I didn't even know it was a deal in this motherfucking name. If you listen to some of my other videos, I was always saying Draymond. I didn't know there was a deal in his name. This is how unheralded this motherfucker is, right? Don't get me wrong, he's a good player, right? But this motherfucker really is full of himself, man. But I think it was before the season or the very beginning of the season. I think it was before the season. Paul Pierce was very critical of the Warriors and today's generation of players, whatever, right? And Draymond Green said something in return to Paul Pierce, right? Because I remember he had already stated something, against Paul Pierce. I forgot exactly what he said, but it was something. So in tonight's game, he really goes at Paul Pierce, right? Everybody knows this is Paul Pierce's last season. And Draymond Green, you can hear it on national television. And it's the beginning of the game. You can hear Draymond tell Paul Pierce, quote, chasing that farewell tour. They don't love you like that. Couldn't get no farewell tour. They don't love you like that. You thought you was Kobe? And, it's like this, okay? Paul Pierce he wasn't as good as Kobe. He wasn't as heralded as Kobe. But I'll tell you this, he's a Hall of Famer. It's sort of like saying, well, Alex English wasn't as popular as Michael Jordan. No. When he retired, it was written in newspapers, and there was a report about it on ESPN, but nobody was like, it wasn't like a 30-minute special came on about Alex English's career, you know what I'm saying? But nobody would doubt that Alex English is one of the greatest small forwards of all time, all right? He's definitely, if not top 50, he's definitely a top 60 or 70 all-time player, Alex English. All right? Draymond Green can only dream about being the type of player that Paul Pierce was in his prime, because, you see, Paul Pierce played for a franchise and was the face of that franchise when they were not very good from the Boston Celtics. Okay? He was the guy who, for 7 consecutive years, was putting up 20-plus points per game. This is the guy that Shaq nicknamed the Truth, because he was the truth, because he was that good. This is the guy I saw score 48 points in the second half of a ball game. All right? If memory serves me correctly. This is the guy who could put a team on his back. This was the guy who was Mr. Fourth Quarter in his prime. Okay? This isn't a guy who is really, quote unquote, talking about Draymond Green, riding the coattails of 3 other All-Stars to championships. Okay? You are nowhere near Paul Pierce as a player. Because like I tell anybody, if you put Draymond Green on the Sacramento Kings or the Philadelphia 76ers, he wouldn't be shit. Okay? He'd just be another good player. A good player, but not a great one. Paul Pierce was a great one. And I'm going to tell you another thing that pisses me off about this era. Draymond Green thinks he's a tough guy. He thinks he's an enforcer. I'm going to tell you like this. If this was 20, 25, 30 years ago, Charles Oakley, Charles Barkley, Terry Cummings, Alvin Robinson. I said Robertson. Sometimes people think, oh, you said Robertson. Robinson. I said Robertson. Alvin Robertson. Kurt Thomas. And in earlier eras, Maurice Lucas and Kermit Washington would have put this motherfucker on his ass. He thinks because he's big, you know what I'm saying, he's a kind of a big dude that he can just walk around and talk shit to people. And, you know, he's the biggest dude on that team, the Warriors. So, you know, he don't really have anybody that can check his ass. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. This guy is not a tough guy. He's not. He thinks he's a bully. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody stepped to his ass one good time and whack him in his fucking nose, you'll see what he's really made of. Dude ain't shit, man. Paul Pierce, forever. Hall of Famer. Something Draymond Green will most likely never sniff. The only way Draymond Green will sniff a Hall of Fame is that somehow he latches on to a lot of good teams in his career. You know, when championships go like the Robert Ory route. That's the only way he'll do it, man. Because if a team is left up to him with his 10 points per game average this year, you know, what is he? Averaging 10 points a game, shooting less than 40% from the floor, I think. But you got in there to talk shit about somebody. You'll never get a farewell tour. Fucking bully ass piece of shit. Fuck